What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got Dogecoin, Pepe, and Mog. These are kind of like the top three meme coins that everyone's been watching, and of course, Mog and Pepe have been pumping quite a bit. Everyone's wondering, why are they pumping? How high are they going to go? Is Dogecoin going to follow suit? If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell. Before we get started, guys, do keep in mind nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal analysis of these charts, my personal analysis of these cryptos. Your analysis could be different, and honestly, guys, if it is, that's awesome. The more difference of opinion we have, the better traders, the better investors we're all going to become, as I love to say. So with that being said, guys, of course, the first thing we have to ask is, I guess, why is Dogecoin pumping, or why is it not pumping, rather? And in my opinion, I think it's quite simply because the reason why Dogecoin was pumping was, of course, because of the U.S. election and the, introduction of Doge, which is this Department of Government Efficiency that's going to be headed by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. And of course, there's probably not going to be too many Doge updates, at least until we get closer to the election. So in the absence of like any significant updates around Doge, which again is possible, maybe we'll get some other announcements like in the next couple of weeks. But I do think that there's gonna probably need to be some kind of announcement related to Doge for Doge to actually pump here. But with that being said, guys, the charts are looking pretty decent. I guess it kind of echoes what I was just saying, that the Doge is going to need something to really like get it above this resistance level. So as you guys can quite clearly see, I would argue that the resistance for Doge has been quite clearly somewhere around 45 cents. That's where it's been really struggling to get above, basically for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And of course, the starting point of this most recent move is somewhere around 20 cents. You can make the argument that it's a little bit lower, somewhere, let's say around 15 cents, which is possible, given the target math, which I'll get to in just one second. But yeah, guys, as you can see here, the Dogecoin is really struggling to get above this resistance level. So I wouldn't be looking to go long or go crazy or anything here. It's possible that Doge is going to see a little bit of a correction, maybe even a pretty sharp one, especially if there's lots of leverage. There tends to be lots of leverage on these meme coins. So don't be surprised if we see a dip even temporarily below the support level of 35 cents in the coming days. And again, this would just be in the short term. Again, here we're just on the daily chart here, guys. So you'll probably see, at least in my opinion, I think you're going to see probably a pretty decent correction in the coming days, and then Doge will probably continue powering higher after that. And that ties in, of course, to the target math with a starting point of around 20 cents, resistance of around 45 cents. Of course, that gives us a difference of 25 cents, and all we need to do is add the difference to the resistance, and that gives us a target of around 70 cents, which is probably going to be closer, I think, somewhere to around like 75 cents, maybe like 73 cents. Some of you guys might remember that this is actually the like a 73 cents or roughly 75 cents, around that range, is roughly where the top is. Of course, it depends on the exchange and depends on the chart you're looking at, but somewhere in that mid 70s range was the previous all-time high, rather, for Dogecoin. So I do think that Doge is going to be going for that all-time high in the coming weeks. I just don't know if it's going to come by the end of this month. I'm a little bit skeptical of that, to be honest. I don't think it's going to come that soon. I think there will need to be some catalyst related to Doge, some speculation, and I do think that's probably going to come probably closer to Trump's inauguration. So I think it's on the 20th or sometime in late January. So I do think that Doge is going to hit this new all-time high somewhere above the 70-cent mark, but this is probably going to take another couple of weeks, guys, maybe like another month, let's say. And I do think we're going to see quite a bit of chop between now and then. But as I've been saying, guys, the risks are skewed to the upside. So at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if Doge maybe sees a few days of pullback, maybe just into the middle of this month, maybe just for another week, and then it continues powering higher. That's certainly possible. That would not surprise me in the slightest either. So just be prepared for either scenario, let's say. With that being said, guys, as you might have noticed, we were on Bybit there. And of course, we have up to $60,000 in rewards on Bybit on the Coin Bureau deals page in the description. We also have trading fee discounts on Blowfin, OKX, KuCoin, and Binance. And honestly, guys, as I've been saying, like, these trading fee discounts especially are going to help you out a lot. Even if you're not trading a lot, even if you just have a few $100s, a few $1,000s, if you're trading frequently, these trading fee discounts are going to help you out a lot. And again, it doesn't cost you a thing. You can sign up using the link in the description. The exchange gets a new user, we get a cut of your fees, and you get a discount on fees. So it's like a win-win-win for everyone. Again, it doesn't cost you a thing. The links will be down in the description in the Coin Bureau deals page. With that being said, guys, we can move over now to Pepe. This is where things get really interesting. As you'll see in 2 seconds, the Pepe charts are looking pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. And the question, of course, is, why is Pepe pumping, and why could it continue pumping, I guess, is the bigger question, right? And I do think that this is related probably to MoonPay being released here in the, MoonPay releasing, Pepe, releasing the Pepe, or adding Pepe, whatever term you want to use there. But for those of you who don't know, like, MoonPay is a pretty popular crypto to fiat on-ramp, according to a quick Google search. They have over 20 million accounts worldwide, so that's nothing to sneeze at, especially when you consider like even these biggest exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. I think they have around like 100 million users each. So to have this crypto to fiat on-ramp with 20 million, that's pretty sizable, guys. That's nothing to sneeze at, and I do think that's something that's going to translate to significant flows into Pepe, or at least make it easier for people to get access to Pepe. And this ties quite nicely, of course, into the charts. And this is where it's looking pretty bullish, let's say. But let's walk through it step by step. So, of course, guys, I would argue that the starting point, I guess the first thing, sorry, before I mention any starting points, is that all these targets that I'm giving you here, it's not $10, it's not 10 cents, it's 0.000000, and then whatever number that is. So just do keep that in mind. This is not 24 cents, not $24. It's 0.0000 and then 10 or whatever. So with that being said, guys, the starting point is 10. The resistance is quite clearly somewhere around the 24, I would say. And of course, the difference there is 14. So all we have to do is add the difference to the resistance, and that gives us a target of 38. Of course, with many zeros in front of that, so 0.000038. And of course, guys, the upside there would be around almost 60% above the resistance, which Pepe already is. So we should probably drag this up a little bit higher here, and we'd be looking at around a 42% gain or 43% gain from the current price. And I do think that Pepe is probably going to hit that in the next couple of weeks. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, guys, but when you remember that Pepe is on Ethereum and there's a lot of money moving into Ethereum's ecosystem right now, it won't surprise me in the slightest, to be honest, that Pepe is going to basically take some of those flows. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say a blue chip meme coin on Ethereum, but one of the blue chip meme coins on Ethereum. I do think Pepe is going to do quite well in the next couple of weeks. And I do think it's going to hit that 38 target. Again, it's not 38 cents. It's not $38. It's 0.00000. I think 4 zeros ahead of that, or 5 zeros. Honestly, guys, there's so many zeros there. But point being is that the returns are looking quite nice to the upside. And of course, if there is a fall below this resistance level, which, to be honest, guys, I think it's quite clear that Pepe is broken above this resistance, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But on the off chance that it does, it's a little bit of a fake out and it falls below, then the support would be around 19. So just do keep that in mind. But again, guys, with a risk reward ratio of almost 3, not looking too shabby. Of course, I think it's closer to 2.5 now that Pepe has rallied a little bit. But point being, guys, Pepe is looking really good, and this actually ties very nicely into MOG, which is also on Ethereum, and this is where things get interesting. Of course, MOG was recently listed on Coinbase. That's kind of why I pumped, and this is where I guess things get interesting in the sense that MOG is not looking as bullish as Pepe. As we go really quickly to the charts here, we can see, guys, and again, same thing like with Pepe, this 13.28, it's not 13 cents, it's not $28, it's 0.00000, whatever that is. And of course, the starting point of 13, resistance of 28, that gives us a difference of around 15. So we basically take the resistance, we add the difference, and that gives us a target of 43 with many zeros. And I haven't drawn any percentages here, guys, because I do think that MOG is probably close to hitting that target. It's possibly that it already has, like, it got just above that 40 level. Again, it's not $40, not 40 cents, but 0.0000040. But yeah, guys, I do think it's possible that MOG is already topped here. Maybe you'll see a little bit of a pullback and then like continue heading higher and hit this target. But from there, guys, we're looking, I don't know, like maybe like a 10% gain from here. It's not even worth drawing out. To be honest, I wouldn't be paying too close attention to MOG, but I do think that that cat theme meme coins are going to be heading higher here in the coming weeks, and I'll actually get to one of those at the end of the video. So I mean, I'm basically almost at the end of the video, so just stick around for another couple minutes and you'll see which cat theme meme coin I'm watching very closely, one that I hold as part of my crypto portfolio. That, I guess, that ties quite nicely, guys, into the Coin Bureau Club. Of course, I always have to show this at the end here. The Coin Bureau Club is where we do deep dives into promising small cap altcoins that are voted on by our members every single week. And of course, this is what you're seeing here is kind of like these polls that we run on Monday, concludes on Friday, and then we post the review of the following, basically the altcoin that won, we post that the following Friday. This Friday, the crypto is going to be Starcoin, which is a move-based crypto, like Aptos and Sui. This is like a very high risk, very high reward play on Aptos and Sui. We're going to be reviewing that this Friday. And of course, in the research feed, I'm doing, all of us here at the Coin Bureau are doing posts, basically giving our insights about the crypto market, like new narratives, new altcoins, stuff like that. And of course, we also showcase our personal crypto portfolios as well as the cryptos we're considering adding. We also have exclusive deals like to other like crypto platforms and these crypto analytics sites. We've secured some pretty juicy deals there that are exclusive to our members. And then of course, we do have a members Discord where you can ask us questions and where I'm doing technical analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum every day, as well as on select altcoins and stuff like that. So with that being said, guys, if you did make it this far, then it's time to get some alpha that you've been waiting for. So this, guys, is a cat theme meme coin called Lemiao, and I have a feeling that I can tell that the account is quite militant on Twitter/X, so it won't surprise me at all if they take a snippet of this and they're like, oh hey, he's talking about Lemiao or whatever. It's like, yes, I'm talking about Lemiao because the chart actually looks pretty good. Okay. So full disclosure, guys, I do hold Lemiao as part of my crypto portfolio. It's a very, very small position. It's a meme coin. It's just a trade. It's not an investment. This is what I always say to our Coin Bureau Club members: is that memes are trades. They're not investments. So with that being said, guys, I didn't like specify the resistance levels and the starting points here, because I think it's quite clear, guys. We have a 4 cent starting point, resistance quite clearly somewhere around 8 cents, and of course the difference there is 4 cents. So that'll give us a target of around 12 cents for Lemiao once it breaks above. I do think it's probably going to drift lower. Maybe again, we're on the daily chart here as always, but I do think that Lemiao is probably going to drift another day lower, maybe tomorrow, possibly even like the day after. But I do think that by the end of the week, Lemiao should be recovering, and is probably going to head up to that 12 cent level, which from current prices it'll be roughly a 2x, which is not too shabby. And on my personal position, I'll probably be looking to take profits. But when I do that, that's something I'll be letting our Coin Bureau Club members know in the Discord. So if you want to know when exactly I'm going to be selling, then you'll have to become a member to find out, at least for this specific altcoin. And the nice thing, though, and I will kind of caveat this, is that Lemiao is trading only on decentralized exchanges for the time being, or I guess some other offshore exchange here. But of course, 99%, as you can see, 99% of the trading volume is happening on Uniswap. So I do think that there's room for Lemiao to grow here, and it could potentially become one of these like blue chip cat theme meme coins, because it's once it starts listing on exchanges, there's probably going to be way more trading volume. It's probably going to go even higher. But the market cap is already quite big, somewhere around I think 66 million or thereabouts. So for it to go like, I don't know, another 5x, 10x maybe. But of course, the bigger it gets, the harder it's going to be for it to pump, especially with all these meme coin insiders that have been holding since the beginning and trying to like dump on retail and stuff like that. Always important to keep in mind, guys. If you make a 2 or 3x or 4x or 5x on an altcoin, or rather on a meme coin, then consider maybe potentially rotating those gains into a quality meme coin that you can just sit on and not have to worry about for the rest of the bull market. People were actually doing that a lot with Dogecoin in the previous cycle, as a fun fact. So those of you who are sitting on large Dogecoin gains might want to consider doing the same this time around. Not financial advice. I'm just telling you what history has suggested and what I would do personally. With that being said, guys, again, if you do want to become a member of the Coin Bureau Club, check out the link in the description. And if you did make it this far, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.